I think too, I sure will. I might not. Hello everybody, welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. We get 2 Taylor's tickets, as we always do. Wonder if you can even get 3. Superstar the Whirlwind. What are you up to? You know, you're always out there, you know, being your best self and stuff. I kind of worry you're working too hard, Superstar. Sometimes you gotta take a break. And that's Coach Pinky. Aw. I mean, if I take a break, then I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Already crazy. You don't want me to go more crazy. I'll start spawning cats. Just everywhere. They'll just start appearing. I'll just walk to a console and start mashing in Maxwell. And he's just gonna start showing up everywhere. What am I all about? Yes, as I alluded to in the description of yesterday's video, because sometimes I allude to future videos in the description of previous videos, I have Pokemon Unite stuff to ramble about today. Because, as I discovered this morning, when I opened the game to play a little bit before I went live, which was Thursday. It's Friday in game here now. Yeah. They're getting rid of Arrows coins and replacing them with basically licensed journeys, where you will get the choice between multiple licenses to work towards, and then you get to put points into getting those licenses instead of being able to just save your coins and then buy a license whenever you want it. And the reason they're giving for this is to make getting new licenses more rewarding and fulfilling. How about just let us earn more coins? That's honestly my biggest problem with getting more licenses, is coins just don't happen. You're limited by the amount of them you can gain per week. It's like 5,000, I think, coins per week you can get. The cheapest license is 8,000 coins. So you're basically having to get your coin cap, you know, once and then half it the next week just to get the cheapest licenses, which are the Pokemon you could just start with. Just let us get more coins. That solves that problem. Hello, Sahara. I would like new floor and wallpaper. I would like mysterious wallpaper. Yes, I would love this. So, like, I don't like this change, as you might be able to guess. I'm just glad that Delmise, a Pokemon I want, is coming before that change happens. That way I'll be able to pretty much guarantee I'll be able to get Delmise. Because here's another fun quirk of wording in their announcement of this. They are considering having new Pokemon as a license you can earn with their new system upon release. Which means, at the moment, the only way that you'd be able to get new Pokemon would be with the real money currency. They're just trying to kill that game, aren't they? They're 10 cents just done with it. That's all I can come to. They're just done with it, and they want to kill it off. That is the only conclusion I can come to. Because this change is probably going to kill off that game. Especially if they don't fully, if they don't, come to the realization that yeah, it's a good thing to let people earn the new Pokemon. I mean, most new Pokemon, when they release, have events tied to them that you can earn them for free anyway through playing the game. So it wouldn't make sense to not also just include them in that their little event thingy that they're, well, not event thing, their new store basically, for their new currency. Because in a way, they're just trading one currency for another. And apparently, this is the thing I'm a little skeptical on. We're apparently going to be getting points. Well, we're going to be basically given points for our Eros coins and Eros tickets. How many? We don't know. It's not going to be one-to-one because the prices aren't one-to-one. But we don't know yet. We probably won't know until December when this change is going to happen. December 4th, I believe it is. So, yeah, not happy. I was briefly browsing the subreddit for the game, and people are not happy there either. Who could have seen that coming? People in general are just not happy about the state of the game when it comes to that change. Like, now, from what some people are saying, apparently this brings the North American, well, the global version, closer to the Chinese version of the game. But it doesn't need to be. That's the thing. It doesn't, they don't need to be the same game. I mean, Azure Lane has a semi-different version for China and the rest of the world. And it gets by just fine. Duskwalkers, hope I'd see you, wanna chat. Ah, this weather rocks. Kinda wanna sleep and enjoy the weather, Nightshade. It's raining in IRL, so I don't want to do that. Possibility of snow tonight. Kind of, maybe. People are saying we're supposed to get some snow, but looking at the weather, it doesn't say snow, it says rain. So, we'll get one or the other. I'm cooking, all my worries just melt away, Snorty. Jamaican. It's my specialty, the brown sugar pound cake. I think I already have that. You are pretty sweet though, so it does make sense. Yeah, I already knew the recipe. Okay. But yeah, I clearly picked a banger time to get back into that game, didn't I? It might be about to be completely ruined. At least I'll get to play around with Delmies. Hopefully Delmies is actually good. I swear, if they make Delmies bad after, like, Alolan Raichu is a banger, frickin' Mega Charizard's apparently really good. Salutations, I was thinking about how I wanted to see you. Suicune is really good. So latest. Thinking about you. Thinking about seeing your face. Big old adorable round head. My head isn't a round, it's an oval. It's not round. It's roundish, but it's not round. Really hoping to see Gulliver. We literally just need Gulliver one more time to build the giant robot I've always dreamed of having. I'm really hoping to see that man. That seagull. But yeah, I am not happy about that change. I'm going to remain slightly optimistic and say I do want to see how it properly works before I completely condemn it. That's where I'm at the moment. crown. Like, I don't want to just be like, ah, it's bad. Because you never know. Maybe it won't be the worst. Maybe it'll be easier to get licenses. That would be neat. There's a lot of licenses I want but don't have. Because I don't have the coins. Right now, there's one I'm tempted to buy. But I don't know how acquiring Delmies is going to work. I hear we're expecting an especially chilly winter. Maybe lots of good, warm stuff to choose from. We got something you like? Yeah, I like this dress. It seems pretty warm. Like, we don't know how it's going to work yet. But it doesn't sound like it's gonna be great. That's my hold up at the moment, is it definitely doesn't sound like it's going to be a particularly great move on their part. Or at least a great move for the players. It'll probably be a great move for their bottom line if people keep buying the licenses, because them licenses are expensive. You're spending real money on them. You're looking at like $10 plus for every new Pokemon. Maybe looking for a floating Biotrope planter? No? Probably Serrano, trying to get people to flood me with stuff. Chris, it's a Joy-Con. And yes, I lightly tapped your head because you're trying to eat my book. I don't understand what you're doing. I don't have an easy way of turning the webcam towards. I can't reach it anymore. I can't reach you guys. I can almost reach you guys, but I can't reach the webcam anymore. It's a little too far away. She is existing, though. But, like, I'm not gonna hold my breath that the change is gonna be a positive one. Because it sure doesn't seem like it's gonna be very positive. Not at the moment. We see you, Hoo-Hoo. Let's chat. Not going to come last minute dinner plan. Aw, well, I was about to say I'd offer her some of what I had for dinner, but, I hadn't had beef in it, and I don't want to offer a cow beef. Come on in, Steven. My home's your home, Airmail. It's the latest. Lately I've been using organic scented rice milk laundry detergent. Boy, smell, but all I do is crave rice milk all day long. Maybe I should have opted for the fruit punch detergent instead. I can't stand that stuff. Yeah, it's apparently not very nutritious either. At least the stuff we have isn't. Because we have some fruit punch, but the nutritional value on the side of that thing reads like a candy bar. There's basically nothing actually nutritious in it. You would think it would be, you know, highly nutritious, given fruit, but apparently not. Zoop! Great to see ya. Let's chat. Sometimes I get a craving for Tom Yum Kun and nothing else will do. That's fair. I hear Tom Yum does have a pretty nice kun, apparently. What am I on about? I don't even know what those words mean. I'm pretty sure that's Chinese. I know that much. The one thing I know about Chinese, like the language, is that basically everything is apparently a singular syllable. Apparently. And I say I know, but it's a apparently deal, but I hope you know what I mean by that. Like, I've heard that, I suppose. Which does mean that is the thing I know about it. It doesn't make it right. It means that's the thing I know about it. I say that a lot, and I feel like I want to explain that out to people, because some people might take that to mean that, like, I'm saying that's what it always is. No, that's what I've been told, is that every word in Chinese is a singular syllable. Or at least every sound is a thing. So, like, instead of, like, Trying to think. So a name, for instance, it might have a lot of single syllables, but it's basically singular syllable. So in a way, think of it like if every English word, every letter in that word made its own sound, and that was it. So it's not exactly an apples to apples, but it's hard to do apples to apples with that region's alphabets. Oh, Steven, good evening to you. Aw, good evening to you as well, Celeste. I would like some coffee. Because, yeah, it's awkward. Because their alphabets, for one, are bigger than Roman alphabets. I don't think it's exactly Roman, maybe Greek. Whatever the English, French, German, most other alphabets. Like the non-Cyrillic, non-Asian alphabets. Middle East as well, because they have their own style of alphabet. So many different alphabets. Which I honestly think is partially why I've been kind of picking up Hungarian a bit better, is because it uses a lot of the same, letters. They don't make the exact same sounds, but use a lot of the same letters, so my brain can more easily understand it. So. Yeah. Trying to do a think thunk here. So I want to keep rambling about Unite. Though there's not much else about the arrows coins change that I can really ramble about. Marna! Who it is? Steven! Nice to see you here, Tall Nut. Let's talk. Stopped in today because I had a feeling there might be a bargain waiting for me. Just need to find it. And that watch looks pretty nice. Probably not a bargain, though. It's probably super expensive. There is one thing I can talk about, and I got a bit salty earlier. I may have submitted a couple reports I probably shouldn't have. One I definitely should have, the other I probably shouldn't have. Because the other seemed like a person who was just as fed up as I was with how the match went, but... as part of my welcome back missions, I have to play ranked. And I kinda hate playing ranked in that game. Because, I know people say it's apparently super easy to get up to the highest ranks. I can't say that. Maybe if I sat down, stopped giving a crap, and just, smashed my face into a wall for 4 hours, I might progress a little bit. But at the point I'm at, I'm predominantly running into players. And those players always feels like I get the worst ones. And this is a point where normally I'm the type to be like, well, I am the only constant, so can I really blame my team for... Yes. Yes, I can in these instances. Because a MOBA, it is incredibly easy to see when you have a teammate not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Now, what might I mean by this? Well, I had a teammate who was playing Empoleon, which I believe is an attacker. Might be might be the purple one. I forget what it's called. The all-rounder. But they were playing that. We didn't have a speedster on the team, so I was like, I'll play speedster. I could tell all these were players. I'll play a speedster. I like Talonflame. Talonflame works pretty well for me. I have a fancy skin for it, so that helps. Speedsters play the middle. Speedsters are your junglers. Tutu! Shopping, Steven? I love window shopping here too. And regular shopping too. Wanna chat? The store's so warm and cozy. Sometimes I find a quiet corner and take a nap. It's not a big store. You don't need to be quiet about that. The boys know, and they probably find it adorable every time you do it. I sure would. But yeah, I'm playing the jungle. Literally within the first fricking spawns, this fricking Empoleon player is already in the jungle with me, taking experience away from me. That is not where they belong. They belong in the lane that they claim. They literally went out of their way to claim the bottom lane. They, chat command, I'm gonna be in the, I'm going bottom. Cool. Love that for you. Stay out of the jungle then. They then proceeded to start doing what I can only describe as feeding the enemy team. Literally, the enemy team and myself, because I was still managing to keep up decently well for a good while, were all level 10, 12, level caps 15 in the game. You start at level 1 at the beginning of each battle, level up to 15. They were level 8. They were basically just running forward, dying, respawning, repeating. That's just feeding. They were where they shouldn't have been multiple times, trying to hinder other members of the team, and also just feeding the enemy team. I absolutely loathe when players do that, and I can't help but feel, because of how MOBAs work, and I spent my time playing League. I was in the League mines for a while. I've seen this happen in League, where people will queue into ranked alongside their buddies who are all in a pre-made team. They will basically queue sync so that they can get on the enemy team and hand their buddies a free win. This opposing team was working with shocking coordination, basically telling me it was a pre-made. It was a 5-player pre-made versus randoms, which, for one, should never happen. That should be impossible. The reason it should be impossible should be fairly obvious, but I'll explain it anyway. If you and 4 of your buddies are able to talk and communicate with each other, that gives you a massive, overwhelming advantage over the opposing team. Even if you and your buddies are using garbage F-tier Pokemon, it doesn't matter. Communication will win you the game. Because that's just how communication works. It's where, at least back in the day when I would play League, if you joined a random game, if you joined random ranked, just on your own, and you didn't reply to people when they said hi, hello, or tried to communicate with you, if you didn't reply, they'd probably vote kick you. They would just get rid of you because you're not communicating. You need to communicate. Communication wins games. A lot of times they would just vote surrender if they couldn't kick you because you're not communicating. The chances of winning are astronomically lower than if you were communicating. Now, also a thing to note with this Pokemon Unite game, I probably wouldn't have sent a single report out had people actually voted to surrender when it was obvious we were losing. And I get it. People want to hang on for Groudon Rayquaza, because whoever wins Groudon Rayquaza probably wins the game. The problem is, though, when you're already losing by a mile, you're probably not winning the Groudon fight. So why even bother? Just surrender, move on to the next one. Surrender, go next. Knowing when you've lost is a key skill. And basically every time I called for the surrender, it was me that did it all 3 times, was a moment where we were definitively losing. Like, and even at the end of the game, I was level 15. The other person who I reported, who basically just idled from after losing the Groudon, he just stopped playing. They were level 14, everyone else was 12 to, 13. The opposing team was all 15s. Like, the opposing team was definitively winning. We were not winning that game. You could tell just by the levels of each team. But nope, gotta vote no. And I get it. I have, mostly for playing casual, I have my my auto surrender choice to no. And you can't change the auto surrender choice mid-game. So if someone else had called it, I would have automatically been voting no. But these weren't people automatically voting no. These are people manually choosing to hit no. Like, which also lends credence to my thought that that Empoleon player was basically probably working with the other team. Which is something you can't avoid. It happens in every team-based game, especially once you start getting into ranked and things like that. I mean, there's quite a few chat channels in World of Warships for clan battles that people use specifically for queue syncing, so that you can match up against a team that you want to match up against to raise your rank in clan battles faster. You'll have a deal with this other team to basically, alright, we'll take one, you take the next. And if you don't run into the other team, well, okay, I guess we just actually have to play a game. You run into the other team that you're trying to run into, you get 3 wins. Or they get a 3 win. Sturgeon. Like, this stuff just happens. It's bannable in basically every game, but you need to be able to prove it. Which is the problem, because it's hard to prove it. Even in the case of, like, World of Warships, well, sure, they were all in the same chat channel, and the person, the one person in that channel who happened to be a division leader was putting into the chat 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they all jumped in queue at the same time. But you can't prove definitively that the other division didn't just happen to hit battle at the exact same time. Can you prove that that division leader of the other division was even looking at that chat channel? Maybe he had another chat channel on top of it. We didn't know. That's the problem. You can't exactly prove it. You just have to take your best guess. I would always lean on the side of, yeah, they're probably doing this, because why wouldn't you? It gives you an advantage. Like, why wouldn't you want an advantage? But not all developers do that. This sort of behavior is also fairly common amongst the same sort of communities that would gold farm, because it's better. Basically meaning it's something you'll generally see out of either China, because gold farming's pretty big there. This is nothing against China. They have a big population. Of course, gold farming is big there. But also poor country. Marna, a gift. Deliver it. Yeah, I mean, I could try. It's a bit weird, but okay. I can try, my man. I don't think she's even home. She might be in the shop again, though. Mushies. But, yeah, like, it's common amongst those groups because those groups are already pretty used to doing things to try to hyper-optimize everything they're doing. Okay, for a second I thought she was literally about to step outside, but no, she was just changing her lights, I guess. That was weird. Hey. Hope you'd stop by, Tona. Delivery! It's from Simon. It's from everyone's favorite monkey. For me? From Simon? What could this be? Guess I should just go ahead, open it up and see. Fishing vest? I don't know. I get it. I'll just set it aside then. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty appreciative. Your work apron. That would probably actually look pretty cute on you. You know, I need to see. Okay, no. I thought that was something completely different. And, like, I do want to make it clear, like, nothing against any of the people who do this kind of stuff when it comes to gold farming and such. I know a lot of people who gold farm because they have to, not because they want to. Like, RuneScape's the go-to example, but, like, there's been so many gold farmers in RuneScape that have come out and said, like, man, I hate that I have to do this, but I need to eat. You know, they understand what they're doing is hurting the game, but they're doing it because they need to eat. And that's how they make a living, because they can't make a living any other way. Shouldn't try it on. I should really like it. I just don't see a fishing vest looking good on her, my man. Like, you tried, Simon. And I don't need you to feel bad, but I can't see it working, my man. I just can't. But you tried. I give Simon head pats, but no. She's gonna wear it anyway, and I know it. But... And then I might have to have Isabelle have words with her, and I'm gonna be upset about that. Isabelle's gonna be upset about that. Marina's gonna be upset about it. And it's gonna be bad for everybody. Alright, Timmy, I got some stuff to sell. Alright. So I do have a couple valuable fish. And a lot of beach junk. 16,000 bells. 26. I was 10,000 off. I was gonna go in the 20s, but I'm like, nah, the 20s would be sieging it. No, I should have went with my gut. Would have been closer. I was gonna guess 24. So I still wouldn't have been right, but I would have been closer. But yeah, like, it is very much one of those things of you really can't prove people are intentionally doing this stuff. So, I do understand why most of the time devs just don't even bother trying. Because you can't prove it. There's just no point trying to prove it. But yeah. Suffice to say, I'm not happy about the Eros coin change. I also hate playing ranked in Unite, and I've got 3 more games I need to play. Thankfully, I don't need to win the games. I just need to play ranked games. Would be really nice if my rank had fallen a little more in the time I was away. That would be great. That way I'd be playing with predominantly bots, and that would be amazing. It is really easy to climb up to, I think it's Expert. Expert's when it starts really trying to pit you with other players. Before that, it just gets you in. It gets you in, gets you out. Which is how it should just be. Just let me play with bots. The bots are fun to play with. Other players aren't. The bots are predictable and will always do at least semi-competent things. Players won't. Which is why I hate competitive gaming. Because, like, because it's easy to get to Expert, which is far from the top rank. I think it's Expert. I don't remember the rank, but it's like 3 or 4 ranks below the highest. not 3 or 4, 2 or 3. You run into a lot of people that just don't know what they're doing. They were carried there by the bots. Like, or that they're there and they're just there to troll or grief, or, you know, they're working with other people, or, you know, it's all just annoying. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Just want to make sure my screen doesn't go dim. I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons, where I will probably not be rambling about Pokemon Unite again. Maybe. No promises. See you all then.